We hear a lot of talk about karma, but I want to share a recent hypnosis story with you where my client is grieving the passing of her adult son. And this death is a resolution of some karma. So the session started out where my client was a he in another lifetime, and in a fit of anger and rage, he choked Father Antonio to death. He was then grabbed by the townspeople, brought to the square, and hung. We then saw a conversation between Father Antonio and my client, and there were no hard feelings, and then they got together with others and planned the next life where the karma would be resolved. So fast forward where I talked to her higher self. I'm going to read the notes off of my screen. My question was, Father Antonio that she killed in that past life by choking him to death, is his soul a character in her life now as anyone? Her higher self said, yes, it was her son who passed in this lifetime. I asked, what can you tell me about their pre-birth plan together? Her higher self said, when that was set up, he came and volunteered for the part so that she would be done with that karma completely. She didn't want it to play out that way, but that is how it had to play out in order to get lessons from every aspect. And the pain would open her heart. It would break it open, and she would be aware of the loss and grief and love at the same time. Her higher self said she is not fully healed from the pain, and I asked, what is she holding on to? Her higher self said the humanness, believing that her son is gone. She feels that it may be her fault. She does feel that it's her fault. It's untrue, but it's part of the story that she tells herself and she holds on to. And I asked, does she want to let go of that untrue belief? And her higher self said she feels that if she does, she will not have anything to hold on to, just like him. I asked her higher self, is that belief going to impact her in future lives in any way if she dies holding on to that belief? Her higher self said trauma could reel back that karma, that sadness, that feeling, and we don't want that. Her higher self said in order for her to be able to release that belief, she should unpack all of her son's physical things and go through them and really grieve. I said, that sounds really painful. Is that why she hasn't done it? Her higher self said she does it and then she doesn't. She tries to do bits and pieces, but she just needs to finish it. Then she will be able to let go, but she's also holding on to guilt. And I said, where is she holding it? Her higher self said in her gut. And yes, she is ready to release it. So I asked her higher self if it could pull that guilt, send it to Creator's light, and replace it with the energy of self-forgiveness and unconditional love and light. Her higher self said, yes, it looks like I'm removing a knot, like a bunch of wet hair that has grown, a malignant-like tumor with hair from her solar plexus area, and I'm taking this softball-sized knot out. I'm giving it to Creator and filling her with liquid love, forgiveness, self-love, joy, peace, and I'm going to seal that hole with a golden thread, and I'm going to pack it full of cotton candy love, and it's done. And just a reminder that this balancing of karma was planned on and agreed to by everyone.